없어 지금이야. Turn off your phone and off your mind. Look at you so bright. 멈출 수 없어 지금이야. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Come on up, enjoy your ride. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Just be ready to enjoy your night. Oh, baby, it's right now. You don't wanna waste this time. 어디든지 가줄게. Yeah, I know the world can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you to the moon. Can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you to the moon. 춤을 춰봐 left and right. You know you feel so right. 다른 시선 따윈 don't care. 목이 터져라 소리쳐. You know you feel so right. 이제부터가 시작이야. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Come on up, enjoy your ride. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Just be ready to enjoy your night. Oh, baby, it's right now. You don't wanna waste this time. 어디든지 가줄게. Yeah, I know the world can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you to the moon. Can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you to the moon.
Well, hello, my plannerets. How are you? Are you good? I'm good now. Last week, oh my goodness, full of big emotions, from crying, from excitement, for laughter, for wanting to give up. But I am here. I turned up, and I appreciate you for being here and turning up as well. Not only for me, but more so for you, because you are giving up a little bit of your time to be with me and the rest of the Plannerets community to have some me time, have some fun, our planning in our planners and setting up for the new week. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Let me quickly say hello. Who's already here in the chat? We have Stephanie. Hello. Plannerets Assemble. How are you? Marsha, hello. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, don't be shy. I see a little bit more of you in the chat, in the live. So make sure you do say hello. We are a warm, welcoming bunch of plannerets. That's what we call ourselves here at the Mariane Cresp Show. Shall I say Mariane Cresp Show? So thank you so much. And hello, Elle. Thank you so much for joining me. I feel like you ladies and I have been together for this the last couple of days, so I appreciate you being here. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to set up my weekly spread for the week of August 26th to September 1st. That's right. September is just around the corner. And what I will also want to do is, if you will allow me, for those of you who may not know, I am going to be launching my 8-week transformative group program called Plan with Purpose. So I'm going to say that this live is brought to you by Plan with Purpose. And so if you will allow me just to share a little bit of information about that. So thank you so much. We also have, no, September is too close. That's right. I'm great, and I hope everyone is doing well also. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let me see if I can share with you my desk. Here we are. So I won't be, I'll probably show you a little bit with my daily pages in my personal size A5's Filofax mold and organizer. So just a disclosure, I did receive these Filofax when I used to be a Filofax ambassador. And I think my discount still works. My discount code Mariane Cresp at Filofax, some of the Filofax sites, but only for non-leather items. So this is made of real leather. This is in the beautiful pink. So I house my daily planner spread, and this is where mainly I do all my time blocking and list my tasks. So there's today's, and it's been empty because I've been trying to plan to launch the 8-week group program, and it's just like, haven't been planning in the planner because I've been very busy. But today I'm going to be setting up my weekly spread in my A5 Filofax Molden, and this is my weekly spread printable download. You do not have to have this particular planner to play along. So whatever planner you do have, or whether it's disc-bound, ring planner, dated, undated, the essence of planning on a weekly basis will still be similar. It allows you to have a bird's eye point of view on what the week is going to look like. So then that way, by having it all set up on a weekly spread like this, where you can see everything on one page, you can plan along, or you can anticipate what's coming up, write down things that do come up during the week. And so there is no surprises. And then that way you are not going to get rattled. You're going to plan a little bit better, and you can anticipate all the things that are happening. Steph says, yes, I thought I still had at least 6 months left until September. Time flies. Hello, May. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. All right. So I have to fix somehow this camera above, because I feel like it's a little bit washed out. But we're going to do with it for today, maybe some setting with, but for me, maybe it's probably my monitor. My monitor is a little bit more washed out. But what I'm going to do today is I normally start my setups or embellishing of my pages. Starting point is the washi tape, because then if I have this particular washi tapes, colors and designs that I like, I'll base then my markers and colorways based on that. So if you ever figure out, I don't know where to start, I'm not very good at, setting up planner pages, aesthetically pleasing ones, start out with washi tapes, or start out with some favorite colors. Even if it's just a combination of 2 colors, that's a great way. Now, you may wonder, for those of you who aren't as I guess experienced in setting up or embellishing, more so embellishing planner pages, why would you do it? What a waste of time. Why can't you just write down your to-do list? One of the things, according to James Clear's Atomic Habits book, 4 laws of behavior change, is make it obvious, make it pretty, make it simple, and let me just see. Oh, I can't remember what it is. Does it make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying? All right. So the satisfying and attractive portion of that, the more you like things to look at, you're more likely to use it. Now, of course, embellishing for some people could be an explosion of rainbow colors. It can be also minimalistic and very neutral. Whatever is aesthetically pleasing to your eye, by embellishing your pages, you are more likely to plan in it. So let's just say if you've just got your to-do list, very mundane, very boring, do this, do that, lunch, breakfast, dinner, and it's just that, it's not as enticing as, let's have a look at one that I have prepared earlier. Something like that. This is my well-being planner spread, but washi tapes, colorful markers, colorful dot markers, and then, of course, whatever pens and markers you have, you are more likely to use it. So that is why, for those who may go, what a waste of time, it's not, because it's actually also a great form of mindfulness and self care. So it's an opportunity for you to stop and just focus on the now, focus on the moment, and you're not worrying about the past, you're not worrying about the future. It gives you time to just be in the moment. So while I am talking, I'm going to start setting up now. So then that way, you're not looking at a blank page. So on this, if you do have an opportunity on whatever planner spread you have, if there's space at the top or the bottom, and it does allow to fit in washi tapes, just adding that little bit of color is just can maybe, the thing that will go, all right, let me have a look at my planner. What have I got next? Okay, so whether it's what size is this? This is a 15 millimeter with washi tape, and then if you also have skinny ones available, then you can embellish the bottom ones as well. So I'm just adding the washi tapes. So this is a nice little foundation. So here I'm going to share with you, not just the aesthetically pleasing stuff, but the reasons behind why I do these sort of things and why you should also consider it if you are not doing so. It's just not only, right, make it attractive and make it satisfying. Those are the things, psychological things that will make you want to, create the change, make the effective changes to your habits. Okay. And then also, not only making it attractive and making it pretty, but taking the time to embellish your planner pages will allow you to just slow down, right? If you are like me and your emotions are going 100 miles per hour, this is just a great time for you to slow down your heart rate. Just look at what's in front of you, and then and you get to, of course, if if you're not a lover, oh no, will I be running out of space? If you are not a lover of stationery, that's okay too. If you have, you plan digitally, you can find some other things, some other activities that will be satisfying, that will be attractive. Because, we love shiny things. Squirrel, I think, will I be have enough space? I may have to squeeze the number 1 in there. Let's have a look. Will it work? It'll work. It'll work. How's that? What do we think? So, because of course these colors are a little bit more lighter, it's a little bit more muted. The other thing that I like to do, again, you could just go, oh, do I have any ink in this one? I think this one, the ink I have to replace. Okay, so I'm just using a black pen. This is the Pentel Energel. I think this is a 0.3 nib. And then these are my Zebra mild liner highlighters. So one end is chiseled, and then I used the fine tip end as well. Okay, so I will just go and, why isn't it? It's probably my pens are not. I have to go and replace them. All right, so this one is the Pilot G2, and I think this is a 0.5. I think what it is the ink of the highlighter was still wet. So I just like to outline the edges to make those letters pop on the page. Again, that'll allow you to see those numbers and letters a lot better on your page. Again, see the art of or the act of outlining these things. So at the moment, I am doing two things at the same time, talking and outlining. But if you're doing this at home yourself, just, concentrating on getting those outlines outside of your individual letters and numbers is, guess what? A form of mindfulness. So, why is mindfulness a good thing? So, that one, September 1, is a little bit on the edge. But you know what? We have to go with it. The perfectionist in me would go, it's too close, but that's all right because look, the space there is close as well. What was I saying? What's the reasoning behind mindfulness? Because what happens is if we start to think about our past and our future, and those things conjure up negative emotions, self doubt, limiting beliefs, we can fall into the trap of getting stuck in that negativity, right? So we start to think of negative things and then another negative thing. So the more you focus on something, the more you will spot it. So if you're all, thinking about the things that you can't do, the things that you're afraid of, you're going to spot it more often. So the exercise or the practice of being mindful is just like, you know what? It's a great tool for you to go, negative thought, what do I need to do to focus on the now, focus on the moment, find these activities. That's why planning your new week is a great weekly mindfulness activity. Have you ever thought of that? Did you ever think? I didn't think of this until later down the track in my planning journey when someone asked, hello, Angela. You snuck in there. I didn't see you. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. So it wasn't until later down in my planning journey that I thought, when someone asked, when someone commented, what a waste of time. Why would you just use a planner? Just use a calendar on your phone. There's Google Calendars or apps for that. And then I thought, oh, at first I was going to go, well, it's because I enjoy it. And then I went, you know why I do this? I make time for it because I know how important it is to make time for yourself. For those of you who have been here for a while, and of course everyone says it, when it comes to self-care, put your oxygen mask on yourself first, because if you don't, you won't be able to be in a good position to help other people, right? So even if if that's something that you want to do, you need to do, look after loved ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What happens is if you're not in the best frame of mind, physically, mentally, emotionally, you're going to get burnt out, and you're not going to be any help to anybody then, or are you? So important to make time for yourself. And as lovers of planners and stationaries in this community, we can use embellishing our, can I do my numbers and talk at the same time? We can do our planner setup as a form of mindfulness. So let me know in the chat, did you ever think, if you didn't, that's okay, because I too did not even think that, oh, this is a self-care me time. 22, 23. So let me know while I finish this up. Let me know. Did you think, did you even consider that setting up your planner, 31, 30 days have September. Oh, yep. Okay. Did you consider your planner as a form of self-care? So now, if you think that setting up your planners is a chore, then you may want to find some other activity that you aren't finding a chore or as a task. Okay, so really important. So that's the first thing I do when I do my weekly spread embellishments. Okay, so the heading, do some pretty colorful washi tapes. On this one, I have a calendar. So if there's already a little calendar on your dated planner spread, maybe just highlighting the current week. So then when you refer to it, whether you need to refer to a date in the previous week or a date of the following week, it's nicely highlighted. And who doesn't want to use their favorite markers and highlighters? So Elle says, if I don't plan my week, then I feel like I'm in shambles. So I guess it has always been self care, and I never knew. Exactly. So it wasn't until probably a year or so ago, Elle, I was in the same position. I just thought, well, look, I love stationery. All right. So the origin of doing all this was I love stationery, and it was a good opportunity to buy stationery, right? And then I thought, okay, well, everyone else is embellishing their planners and stationaries, and so I want mine to look like that too. And so, but if the reason behind something that you do is because other people do it, what's going to happen is when yours doesn't look like theirs, you start to compare. So see how if the reasoning behind something you do is because someone else does it, then the essence and the joy will be taken away from you if and when yours may not look like someone else's. It's the same way when we dress ourselves, when we put makeup for ourselves. If we're doing it for other people, then when that trigger that they may not like it or they criticize it, then suddenly the power you have given it to them. So if you dress for yourself, if you look after yourself for you, not because someone else tells you to lose weight or anything else, the same way as okay, in this example, we're looking at planner setups and planners, embellishment. But have a think, if there are things in your life right now that you are doing because for someone else, then if one thing goes wrong, you're just going to fall apart. So try and dig deep why you are doing some of the things that you are doing, because it's not going to be sustainable if it's because of other people. That's a little thought for the day for you. Okay. So embellish your planner the way you want to. So if you like minimal, thumbs up. If you like a burst of colors like me and rainbows, thumbs up for that too, because it's what I like. It's what I want to do. So if you're here and you want to get inspirations and ideas on how I do things, get bits and pieces. If you go, you know what, Marianne, I don't want to be adding washi tapes, or I don't want, then don't. Do what is important to you. Okay, really, really good. May says, your why has to be you. Exactly. I love that. I love that, May. Okay, so then the next thing that I do on my weekly spread is at the top of my each column of the day. So whether you have, again, whatever planner setup you have, put in things that are already known, known events, known bills that are coming up, that's anything. So then that way you can plan ahead. I'm just going to put my calendar in front of me. So of course, I mean, look, you can do what they call back planning. All right, so this is my 5:30 a.m. YouTube live stream. Okay, so technically that's halfway done. I have a little key, so I put a little X if it's completed. If you ever complete a task halfway through, still put a little mark like this, a little half of an X. So then that way it's a sense of accomplishment, because sometimes I know in the past I used to go, oh, I didn't complete that task, so then I don't cross it off, because then I feel like a fraud. I'm not going to cheat myself with these sort of marking things off. Put a little half a mark like that to say, you know what, that's a win. I got half of that task completed. All right, so I think I'm going to change to my fountain pen. This is the Marjon A1 extra fine fountain pen, which is actually a similar version to the Pilot Vanishing Point. So would you say it's a dupe? Is that the thing that people would say? For the price is a lot lower than a Vanishing Point Pilot pen. Okay, so same here, L. Planning. If you don't plan, you are lost. Actually, there's nothing else here except my first week of my 8-week group program live, 10 a.m. live lesson 1. So I know a couple of you have already joined my first round of my plan with purpose. So I am running it again. So I am including a couple of new things. So it's starting to get warmer here in Sydney because our spring season starts in September, 1st of September. And so yesterday I went for a walk and I felt the weather warming up. And I actually, I have to get my little, bear with me, my little handheld fan. There we go. I might have to pop that on, put it away from the. Is that annoying? Is that buzzing annoying? I might have to put that because I am getting quite warm. And so there's something. I put my headphones back on, and now you know how when you're under the water, that's how it feels at the moment. Maybe it's my hot flushes coming on. Yesterday I took a light rail back home from my walk because I was getting warm, and I was sitting down, and I started to get really clammy, and I thought, oh my goodness, please don't let me faint, because it was quite a crowded light rail. And so I made it. And then I'm going, I have to take my little my little handheld fan back out. Oh, hi, Elena. Oh my goodness. People, we have a celebrity, Elena, the Organized Money. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh my goodness. Hang on. I'm going to smile at the camera. And I'm sorry, Elena, if you're going, I'm just here to visit. Why am I I'm going to do a screenshot. Oh, that way. That way. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for joining me. Everybody, I'm sure everybody knows who the Organized Money is. Hello, the Organized Money. Hi. I know when I do catch Elena's Organized Money live and I'm in her, I say hi. She's so kind enough to go and, say hello and shout me out. So this is okay. Now I really do need the fan because I'm getting a bit starstruck, So thank you so much for joining me. I wish I was no, you are. Do you not know you are? You've been shouted out by the YouTube head, head people. I love it. Thank you so much. And I do, for those of you who may not know, I do shout out Elena all the time because you know how the simple thing of adding a weather, what the weather forecast will be like. That originally I got from the Organized Money, where knowing what the weather will be like for the day or the week allows you to prepare, because I think that's where Elena's origin story came from and how she got organized with money. It's because if you're not organized with your day, with your life, money-wise will be affected as well. So Steph says, need to follow your page now, the Organized Money. Marianne, I know. I think not only is it hot flushes, but fangirling as well. Yes, so now we're all fanorettes. Yes, fanorettes. Exactly. So anyway, I digress. I'm going to go and gather myself and get back on track. Yes, thank you, Stephanie. Yes. All right. So the by having all your what's coming up, see, here I am, like I'm getting flustered. By having all the things that are coming up and known events, bills, kids events coming up at the top of your weekly spread, and if you are planning on a daily, you can then go, all right, what's coming up tomorrow, what's coming up in the next couple of days. So again, planning ahead of time. So planning rather than being planning, being falling behind and just going, oh no, I didn't know, the kids, one of the kids' friends having a party, or I didn't know my older son now who's 17 just got his first job. Oh, I didn't know that he's got is rostered on today, and I didn't ask whether he can join us for a family gathering or something like that. So knowing what's coming up is really important. So on the top of whatever planner spread you have, also put a top priority. Now, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, at least have one top priority. One of them needs to be at least you centered. So remember, you need to put you on top of the list, because if you're not being looked after, then what will happen is everything else is someone else's agenda. You have to reply to someone else. You have to do this for that person. You have to do that for that person. And then what happens is then you start to neglect yourself. And so that's when those negative and niggling doubts, self-doubt come in, because you haven't had the opportunity to lay the foundation, to be able to spot all the positive things that's going on around you. Is because if you're not taking a break, if you're not looking after yourself, if you're not being mindful, what happens is there'll be cracks, right? There'll be cracks in that foundation for those negative Nellies to creep in and say, oh, see, I told you you're not very good at it, because now you've fallen behind. Oh, look, your planner spread isn't as pretty as that person's. But if you are energized, if you have rested, if you are in the best form, then all what will happen is those little cracks of self-doubt, limiting beliefs, imposter syndrome, am I good enough? They're less likely to come in, right? It's just the same way that if you are thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So instead of drinking water when you're already thirsty, drink water throughout the day. See how all these different things all will fall into place. Speaking of, drink my water, right? All of these, it's just planning ahead. Stephanie says, do you also have an Instagram account? Yes, she's also on Instagram, and she also, her and her husband have a church community that they've started. Oh, she's just brilliant, just brilliant. So all these things on Instagram too. I love that. One task should be you-centered. Exactly. What I have found is if we put things, for other people or tasks, what happens is we feel like we have accomplished, something in the day, right? Being busy doesn't mean being productive. So one of the things that's, if it's all just like answer emails, do this errand, what everything else, pay the bills, and then there is nothing you-centered, what happens is resentment. There is another emotion. Resentment will creep in. And that question of, well, what about me? Why isn't anyone looking after me? Right? So for those of you who watched my free webinar with regards to burning out, so the signs of burning out are negativity, cynicism, inefficacy, so which means that you think you're no good when you actually are. So anytime those emotions creep in, So if you're an Instagrammer or a YouTuber, if any of those creep in and you start to look at someone else's account and just, feel jealous, feel envy, those are the signs that you're burnt out, because you start to be negative, because what someone else does is affecting you and has nothing to do with you. You have control of your own destiny. But if you start comparing what's on the other side of the fence, that is a sign that you are already burnt out or you're on your way of burning out. So anytime I'm scrolling through Instagram myself as a content creator, and then I go, if instead of being happy for someone else because of their achievements, I go, start to like be jealous or like, oh, why can't it be me? To me, that's already a signal of I'm burnt out. I need to put something on my list that is me centered. Right, so it's on top of the list. Now, do bear with me. The kitchen is going to be a little bit noisy because my son has to go to school early today, so he's preparing. So that's the thing that's on there. Okay. So then the other thing that you will have on your weekly spread, so whether it's time block, if it has time on the side, or in this case for this printable download that I have morning, afternoon, and evening. So trying to time block things is really important, because what it does is if you start to set things on a time block, first of all, make sure you are putting in all your meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, you probably go, Marianne, I know when to have breakfast. I know when to have lunch. I know when to have dinner. Do you? I know for me, sometimes I don't take my lunch and I don't take my breakfast at the time that I should. Okay, so really important. First of all, so I'm just going to do one column so then you can see. So even if you don't have the times on the side, still make sure. So my AM routine. So a lot of my AM routine are me centered. So straight away, writing in my journal, meditating, uh, tracking our daily expenses, dinner. So what that does is if you start to write things down in your planner like this, is guess what? It takes up a space, right? So if you go, Marianne, I can't afford to put all my meals on my planner because I won't have enough space for anything else. And then you start to go, I'm feeling overwhelmed because I don't get to do all my tasks. It's probably because you are putting too much on your plate without putting anything plate. So there you go. That's the part, without putting your meals. By putting in your meals, it takes up a block of your day. Because guess what? If it takes up a block, it means you can't put a task on there, right? And on your planner page, which means you're not going to go and put too much on your day. Let me put here PM routine. So again, PM routine for me, PM skincare, checking my emails, getting ready for the next day. So already, let's say I didn't put my meals. Like I could easily start putting lots of tasks on there. But what time blocking does is it takes a space that is only dedicated for that task. So which means you're not going to go multitask things. So for those of you who may have not watched it, I do have in my free webinar, I talk in more detail about how to time block and what to write when you're, listing down the different time block. So I'll have that. That is available. Let me see if I can pop this in the chat. Let me see. So it is go.marianne Cresp. So this is for those who have not registered yet. Opt in. So go and let me see. Tell me if that link is working. So opt in to watch my free webinar, and then you can also get this printable download for free if you watch till the end, because I want to make sure, I want to help you out. If you are feeling overwhelmed at the moment, can't figure out why, it's because you're putting too many things on your page without putting anything that is you centered, right? So make sure even the simple things of your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it takes up a space. Yep. So it looks like let me see if that goes. Does it go? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if that. I think because it has to have the what do you call it? The HTTPS. But if you go onto that website, just enter that into your. Let me see if I can do this a little bit better. Of 10. Okay, let me put the HTTPS thingy. I think then that link should work. All right, so I go through about how to time block. By writing your meals, you already allocated important thing, you nourishing yourself. Okay, so then the other things that you can put on there. So for me, I have my AM routine, my PM routine, and then get outside for my walk. The other thing that I'll do is tidy up. So I guess for me, this one is, tidy up just 10 minutes before dinner. So then that way after dinner, you don't have too many things to do, like getting the kitchen all clean. Just tidy up along the way. So now let's have a look at this. Okay, so you have, let's say this is your daily, it is your daily column. You have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So let's just say their hour in the day, 7 hours worth of tasks that are you centered. So already you have planned ahead that I'm looking after myself. So then if nothing else gets done, the first thing is you've nourished yourself. You've done your morning routine. I'll put in the description my ideal morning routine habits. And then you've also, got yourself outside. So things that you are working on, pop them on your list. Okay. So then the other thing for me is, so normally I use my weekly spread as sort of like my bird's eye view planner, because then that's when I go and do my planning in my daily spread. So here, this printable download, very faintly, because I don't want it to take up too much to be obvious, is the time of the day. So from 12 a.m. to 11 p.m. And so let me show you how I would normally, so then I'll do, there's my AM routine, my breakfast, lunch, get outside, tidy up dinner. I have my top priority, and then I have my tasks on there. So for me, my top priority, because my AM routine is one of the things now that I make sure I do. If I don't do my journaling, my meditation, my reading, so reading and learning, my online course is feeding my, so according to Zig Ziglar's Wheel of Life, try and do habits and routines in 7 key areas of focus. So that's spiritual, mental, physical, finance, career. Let me just show you connecting with loved ones, family and home, your priority of the day, and working out. So as you can see, I don't do each and everything each and every day, but I make sure at least I have a good balance in those 7 key areas of focus. I actually have in the description my very first Plan With Me video of me using the well-being planner spread and my weekly spread when I first created it the night before. So I had a look. So that video is in the description, and this was me 2 years ago. So it was during the lockdown and everything else. So 2 years ago was when I created this, the well-being and the weekly spread. And so that goes through a lot more detail. So if you want to know how to use these pages, it goes through a lot more detail because I edited it. And sometimes when you're on the live, trying to fit it all in on one live is really very difficult. So have a check of that, or if you want to know more how to use this printable download of mine. So let's quickly have a look. So this was last week's. So again, I don't use the weekly spread for the day-to-day stuff because I use my daily personal size, but then highlight. Right, I know Elena from the Organized Money has stickers for the that she uses on her daily columns, and where it's a nice colored box, so you can have sticker box, you can use your highlighter to highlight events or tasks of the day that are important. Again, making it colorful. First of all, it's obvious, right? So one of the 4 laws of behavior change, it's obvious, it's attractive, and it's pretty. So do that. I know people have lots of stickers. I actually want to make stickers, and so that's another thing down the track. Stephanie and I, Stephanie, if you're still here, is like, yes, I want to know how to make all of that too. So it's really good. Lauren, hello, how are you, Jewish Planner Mum? Was that only 2 years ago? I feel like I've been using your wellness spread for a while now. So Lauren of Jewish Planner Mum on Instagram, uses the the well-being planner spread on a regular basis. What she actually did is, I think it was accidental, wasn't it, Lauren, that she had disc punched her planner printable this way, and it still works, right? So you can have the morning journal side on that other side, and so so that's a really good accidental thing because it worked really well. So make things fit for the way you do it, right? So yes, it was June of 2020, I think. No, 2022. 2020? Oh, I don't. It said that 2 years ago on the video. So yes, so that was me. So yes, make make the stickers. I will. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Lawrence. I love it. So see, Jewish Planner Mum, Lawrence. Yes, Lauren's page is amazing, and so she has all these great different stickers, and she, I think, also has affiliate links for them. So make sure that you do follow her. Hello, Irene. Irene also, the Budgeting Mama, has a YouTube page, the Budgeting Mama, as well on Instagram, and I love seeing that she's putting out more videos. So Irene, I think, is if not one of the first plannerettes who joined me the first time I was live and stumbling with my words, still stumbling, of course. So yeah, hello, Irene. Yes, I love that direction. It was a total mistake. See how beautiful, right? So a lot of times when it comes to mistakes, or what we sometimes would consider failures, right? So last week, when I spoke about earlier, when I came on just then, how last week was full of emotions. I wanted to give up on, creating my plan with purpose, or at least launching it this week. I don't have everything ready, and my I's and my T's aren't dotted and crossed off. And, there were things that I wish I could have had it already ready. All these questions, am I ready? Can I do this? So failures, or things that don't go the way we plan, so which we would normally, historically, we would call them failures, but we shouldn't really call them failures. We should now start to look at them as data points. So if we are scientists, so if we start to look at our life like scientists, like experimenting, right? Experimenting allows you to gather data. So if we try it this way, did it work? Did it not work? Yes, it worked. Okay, move to the next step. Did it not work? Why not? We start questioning. Why didn't it? Oh, it's because of this, this, and this. So let's not look at any mistakes or any failures that happen as a negative thing. Let's look at it as a positive thing in a way that, well, if I didn't make that mistake or if I didn't have that failure, I wouldn't be where I am, right? So all these things lead to where we are. So when I was looking at my own mistake or failure, so I actually had priced my plan with purpose a lot higher. So if you do visit my page, it's now just the one price. You know, I was trying to do what all other people, you know, do with regards to launching a new course. Offer it at this much, but don't miss out because it's going to go up to this much. And it's not me. That is not me. So again, when we start to do things that fit someone else's life and the way they do it, anytime it doesn't work, we question ourselves. And so I went back and I stripped it back, and I'm just going, if I was wanting to purchase my own course, how much am I willing to pay for it? Right? How much value will it bring? And so later down the track, the price may change. But for the moment, I lowered it. And then I thought, oh, what will people think? There's that self-doubt and limiting belief. What will people think? It was like, oh, Marianne, you had it at this price and now you offer it at this price. Oh, can't you make up your mind? Right? And you know why those thoughts came up? It's because I hadn't slept. I had been working my, butt off trying to get this all done, trying to get it all perfect and everything else. And then as soon as I went, Marianne, why are you questioning it? It's because you're tired, right? So these are the things that I, cover in my plan with purpose is knowing the triggers, knowing the signs of when these emotions come up. What does it mean? So first thing is, have you eaten? Have you slept? Have you made any movement? Have you gone and connected with friends and loved ones and not isolated yourself sitting on the couch under the blanket watching, scrolling through your phone and not showering and not brushing your teeth, right? So those are the first things to tick off. Yes, I did that. I did that. I did that. I did that. Then what's next? So what happens is, so if you allow me, this is we've got 10 minutes before my household starts. If you will allow me just to share with you the course, the new round, the next round of Plan with Purpose. So let me see if I can do this. Okay. So see how it's time to put you on top of the list. It is so important. So let me see if I can do this for a sec. Does this work? Okay, time to put you on top of the list. So if you have been feeling overwhelmed, make sure to go watch my free webinar, because sometimes it's just maybe because you're putting too many tasks on your list. So by removing some of the things off your list, that may be enough. But what happens is when life throws curveball at us, right? Just day-to-day stuff, or, things happen that's not planned. That's when the cracks, remember when I talked about that's when the cracks will happen. And then that's when the negative emotions come in: self-doubt, limiting beliefs, perfectionism, imposter syndrome. You start procrastinating, you're stressed, right? You lack motivation. By knowing the triggers and the signals that your mind and your body is sending to you, you will get to know what tools to use when those emotions come up. And this is what I learned for myself, right? So for those of you may not know, I had a mental breakdown in 2023. I think I lost my identity because I was homeschooling my son who's on the autism spectrum. I was just going, I'm planning. Why can't I get my life together? I'm planning day in, day out. I'm using my habit tracker. I'm trying to get things done, in all 7 key areas of life. I have two beautiful sons, 17 and a 15-year-old. I have a good relationship. Financially could be better, but it's not as if I don't have lights turned on. It's not as if I can't put the heater on. It's not as if I don't have food. What is wrong? I'm planning my best. It's because, oh yeah, I have to, okay, yes, I know I have to sleep. Oh yes, I know I've got to make movement. Oh yes, I know I got to do this. But it's the thing inside my head that was the roadblock, right? So if you can imagine, analogy time, those army drills, when you join the army, you got to do all the drills, climb the wall, go through the mud and all that stuff. If you can imagine the wall, that big wall, right? So that's your self-doubt, that's your limiting belief, that's your procrastinating, that's your imposter syndrome. you know you, how do I get through that? That wall is there, but you don't know what kind of wall that is. So, which means if you don't know what's triggering it, you don't know the tools and the techniques to overcome it, to take the next step. Because, unfortunately, not all, things negative things that's going in our head are made the same. So you need to try and figure out what it is. And so what I've discovered is by knowing exactly which negative emotion are turning up, right, you're more able to go and tackle it. So let me see. I think it's this one. Yeah. Right. So what in this program, we're going to look at self-doubt and limiting beliefs and where it's coming from. Right. So it's not just, oh, I feel sad, I feel bad, I feel frustrated, I don't believe in myself. It's different type of, negative emotions that come up. We're going to look at stress management. Okay. We're going to look at conquering procrastination. Do you know there's actually a psychological reason behind why we procrastinate? It's not because we're lazy. There's 3 different key things, and knowing which one it is, the reason why you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, is a game changer. I have gone and discovered for myself that why have I been sitting on the couch for an hour, 2 hours when I know I have to do something? Why? Oh, okay, it's because of this. Okay, all right. By acknowledging it, knowing why, the reason, I now know the tool to use to get me over that, because you need different tools and techniques to overcome these things that are going on in your head. If you're wanting to know how to build sustainable habits, right? Again, the difference with, look, you can go read up Atomic Habits, you can read up all the different scientific stuff. I'm not very good at that unless I put it into simplified analogy that will make sense to me. I do a lot of that. So for those, I know May, Stephanie, if they know me, I'll just go, I put it in this way. It's like, I now I get it, what that means. So you'll learn about the scientific reasons behind it, but in a simplified way, because I don't have time to try and figure out things. It's like, what hormone, dopamine, chromatograph, what? So I make it very, very simple. In this round of Plan with Purpose, there is a new thing that it's called the emotional cycle of change. Now, I'll also put in the description, I did speak about the emotional cycle of change, and then there's the four stages. So knowing what stage you're on will allow you to go, oh, okay, I know this is going to come up. The next stage is going to come up soon, so I need to be prepared for it. So then that's also on there. Imposter syndrome. So when I ask people on Instagram what struggles they were having, this one came up because, of course, for a lot of those that are connected with me on Instagram are also content creators. So they start to compare themselves. Why is that person way ahead of me? How come they're getting more, followers and likes and views, right? So we tackle that as well. And then motivation. Someone asked, how do you keep yourself motivated? Motivation is actually comes from the external. How do I do this? Come on, internal and external points, right? So, but for me, the way I think of motivation is you're motivated to do something when you desire it. So what happens is when we have to do something that we don't desire, right? So things like working out, I don't really want to work out. So where am I going to find the motivation to work out? Because it's not something I would like to do. So we link it back to the habit loop, making sure that at the end of each habit that you're not so fond of, that you find some reward, right? So habit loop is routine, trigger, routine, reward. But where does the motivation come into when I don't want to do something, but I know I have to? It's about doing things before and after that will help you. So it's like a little boost, that will help you do the thing you don't want to do, or it's a pull up, So if you can imagine that wall again, so whether it's someone helping, boosting you to get up the wall, or it's someone from the top pulling you up. So you will get to know things. What do I need to do before it or after it that will help me do the thing, motivate me, or to do the things that I may not desire to do. So we look at that as well. So the other thing is, where is my, did I lose my, I think I lost the, here we go, share. Does that work? There we go. There we go. Right. And then, of course, important thing is we actually can't do this alone. That is why I think you and I are here together on my weekly lives, is because we seek that support. Humans are social beings, right? We're not supposed to be live in isolation. A community is so important in making sure that, again, it's that boost up or that pull up. Just try and imagine it's that wall. There is a wall right now you cannot get over and you cannot figure out how to do it. Sometimes it's the boost you need or it's the pull up, right? Whether you join a community or join, live streams like this one, or you go and follow people on Instagram that, inspire you, motivate you, it is essential into your personal growth and building that confidence. Okay. And when we talked about accountability, in the first round of Plan with Purpose, accountability isn't about someone going, hey, you said you were going to do this. Hey, you said you were going to do that. It's about the power that says, you know what? I made a promise to myself that this is something that I want to do because it's something that matters to me. So it's important that you find, so for me, sometimes when the community groups that I'm in and no one's talking in there, you know how when you go, oh, there's no new post, oh, there's no new, videos from the community that I love. You go, oh, okay, what do I do now? Right? So for me, I seek that community atmosphere because it inspires me. If I see other people in there doing this, doing that. I spoke about Elle, how when I first met her, inspired me to go do my walks. Granted, I have to walk more often now again, right? So it's that balance. So I did go for my walk yesterday. I planned a little trip, a new adventure for me to a place I hadn't walked for a long, long time. It was beautiful. I'll share that on Instagram stories a little bit later. So it's important. And then in the Plan with Purpose there is a bonus 10th and 12th week catch up, because I don't want to leave you on your own, right? So for those of you that do want to have a look at this, you can. I would love for you to just have a look, even come back and, give me a feedback on, because I've worked very hard on this page. So but here's the thing, talking about community, I have a new community group that I have created. Where is it? Where is it? It's called the Plannerettes Community. Isn't that fabulous? I made my own community group, and if you can see here, let me see if I can. Will this work? Hello, did it work? No. Okay, so let me see if I can do this. No, it won't let me do it. See on the side here, on the very, very, very left-hand side of the screen, there is things that I will share. So sometimes all you need is reminders or prompts. So there's Mindful Mondays, there's Wednesday Wins, there's Fun Fridays, there's Self-Care Sundays. For those of you who don't have your own Instagram page, you can share your planner spread, so it helps inspire others. There's accountability groups, so if you want to go, hey, I want to start walking, who would like to join, and just share your wins and everything else. So, and then of course here, YouTube, I'll pop it there. So for the moment, it's going to be free, right? Who knows later down the track, but anyway, there's going to be a free planner community for lifetime, and then if I do add anything else, then maybe down the track, have a paid membership. But what I want to do is I want to invite people. Now I'm going to invite people because of course I don't want everybody in there that may not be know all the stuff. So let me pop in here as well. I'm going to have a little form that you can fill in. So just fun stuff. So this is not, it's not like it's just some fun things. So we get to know you. So but there are people in there that want to join and then just go, they're not planning people. I don't want anyone to poo-poo out, it's like, why are you planning on planner pages? Right. So just fun questions of, what planner styles do you have? Let me see if I can, am I doing this? I don't know where I'm at the moment. Here we go. So, and guess what? So Stephanie's going to like this because every time I speak to Stephanie, we talk about, is it alliteration? Alliteration? When all the words start with the same letter. So I thought of this morning and I was just like, I just went, oh my God, this is cool. So join the Plannerettes where planning meets purpose and progress. Do we have, oh, well, okay. I'm going to celebrate that because I thought that was fantastic because it's just a Plannerettes where planning meets purpose and progress. So there's my win for the day. There's an invite. It's really not like an application, but if someone goes in there and says I don't use planners, I think it's a waste of time, well then you're not going to be in it. So if you want to join, have a look at the form, see if it's something you want to do. It's going to be free. If you're willing to have a place where you can just join other plannerettes, I would love you to join me in there. And then where do you hang out with me? Where did we first meet? And any other fun facts? Oh, I have to go and put a space between the fun and the facts. Fun and facts. We've got to separate the fun and facts. So let me know your thoughts. Is this something that you want to join? Because I'd love to have you in there. So please have a look. So that is pretty much okay. I'm going to show you my desk now. I've done enough self-promoting. Thank you so much for allowing me to do that. So let me add to the stage. So here we go. Let me just look. So later on today, what I'm going to do is then I'm going to do my well-being planner spread. I'm going to add color to this. So instead of having it just blank, I normally just get my zebra marred liners. So once all of these are filled in, I'm going to go and highlight each area. So I have color coding for things. So pink is me stuff. The meals are just gray. And then family and home stuff is this lilac. And so the other things I'm going to do today is then, of course, prepare for my first week of the course. So if you would like to know, honestly, how to figure out how to get over that wall, because not every wall is the same. Not every wall. What do I say? If you're trying to hammer a nail with a screwdriver or a tape measure, you're gonna be there for a while. It's not as if it can't be done. It can. It just might take you a while. So if you want to already, just not waste any more time, I would love for you to join me in the Plan with Purpose. Again, it is there in the chat. Can I pin this? No, I can't pin it. So join me. It's in there. Plan with Purpose. Yes, you can read Atomic Habits. Yes, you can read How to Get Things Done. Yes, you can read all the different books. You can follow. There are, more highly followed, more popular expert and gurus when it comes to productivity. But what I've found with those, not knowing all the things I've read and I've learned and I've followed and I've bought, is they tell you, yes, do this. All you got to do is, plan. All you got to do is create habits. That's all well and good when everything is going perfectly. But then what happens is when things fall apart, when you get knocked down again and again and again, but yet you got to get back up because you got to provide for your family. You got to look after your kids. You got to look after your loved ones. You got to look after the elderly. You forget about yourself, and then you get resentful. You get sad. You get frustrated. So if you have been in that frame of mind for a long time, now, yes, planners are great. Planner printables are fantastic. I have fallen into that where I have bought planners, planner printables, lots and lots, right? They are all wonderful. Stationery, washi tapes, stickers. These are all fantastic. They bring me joy, and I'm sure they bring you joy as well. But they will last only as good, or they're only as good as what's in here, right? So if you don't know how to manage what's in here, you're going to buy a new planner. You're going to buy a new printable thinking, this is it. That's what's going to help me. It's going to help you for a day, a week, a month, 2 months. And then when things that doesn't work, you go, must be the planner. Let's buy a new one. But a lot of the times, what's that? I don't know what that means. So just really important, okay? Whether you go through the Plan with Purpose with me or you just follow me and join my Plannerettes community, come and join, because that might just be what you need, is the community. I don't mind. You don't have to buy my course. But if you are in the position that I was, a year and a half ago, where you're ready at your breaking point and you can't figure out how you can get out of it. Come and join, okay? So let me quickly have a look. I don't know even what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? Okay, so go.mariannecrest.com. That's where you can find me. So let's have a look. How do we feel? We feel good? Okay, so plan your week, plan your meals, write down what's coming up for the week, embellish your planner pages so then it's attractive and it's satisfying. Make sure you put you on top of the list, okay? Don't forget, if everything on your list is other people, then you're not looking after yourself. Make sure you're going for your walk. Make sure you're having your water. Make sure you're breathing in. Okay, so if you haven't watched yet my free webinar, From Overwhelmed to Organized, go and have a look at that. So it's under gomarianne.com/opt-in, OPTIN. Okay. Having a good Sunday so far. Go Plannerettes. Yes, May, go Plannerettes. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate you. I will see you on the Instagram, in the comments. If you're watching on replay, make sure to say hello in the comment section and make sure you look after yourself and connect with loved ones, connect with ones that you know will help either boost you up or pull you up. Okay, so for this week, I want you to have that visual in mind. Okay, if you ever face a wall, first of all, who can help boost you up or lift you up? Okay, and then second thing is trying to figure out what type of wall is that, because we need to know the right tools to get over it. Okay, so I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again next week. Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody. Bye.